The 3 generations of punishment rule means that if you commit a crime, not only will you be punished, but so will your children and grandchildren. They must suffer the severe consequences of your actions, as if tainted by your polluted blood. This bizarre law, introduced in 1950, aimed to purge the bloodline of those considered counter-revolutionaries after the war. It punishes not just the individual, but their entire family, effectively making the family responsible for the wrongdoings of one member. North Korea is one of the most secretive and isolated countries in the world. But what if you could take a forbidden glimpse behind its iron curtain? These 27 shocking photos, smuggled out at great risk, reveal the harsh realities and hidden truths that the regime doesn't want you to see. From eerie empty streets to tightly controlled propaganda, these images tell a story the world has rarely seen. You won't believe what's happening just beyond those borders. If you're ready to uncover the truth, make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss out on more eye-opening content. Number 27. Every home must display leaders' photos. In North Korea, families are required to hang portraits of the country's leaders on the walls in all main rooms, except the bathroom and garage. Not only must these portraits be displayed, but many people also wear badges featuring the leaders' images. Displaying the leader photos is mandatory. Failure to comply can lead to accusations of treason or espionage. The portraits must be meticulously cleaned with a special chemical. If anyone is caught using unclean items like tablecloths to clean these pictures, they could face severe consequences. Special patrol teams are tasked with ensuring the cleanliness of these images, conducting surprise inspections without prior notice to households. What are your thoughts on this rule? Share your opinion below. Number 26. 3 generations punished in North Korea. The 3 generations of punishment rule means that if you commit a crime, not only will you be punished, but so will your children and grandchildren. They must suffer the severe consequences of your actions, as if tainted by your polluted blood. This bizarre law, introduced in 1950, aimed to purge the bloodline of those considered counter-revolutionaries after the war. It punishes not just the individual, but their entire family, effectively making the family responsible for the wrongdoings of one member. This form of collective punishment has a dark history, used as a tool for oppression and instilling fear in totalitarian regimes. North Korea is not alone in applying such brutal traditions. Nazi Germany, China, Japan, and South Korea also used similar methods in the past. However, South Korea abandoned this system in the 1990s. North Korea, on the other hand, continues to uphold this behind-the-scenes rule of the Workers' Party, where 3 generations of political criminals' families can be imprisoned or worse. Worryingly, this punishment is not clearly defined in any official legal texts, but exists as an informal rule to consolidate power and suppress dissent. What do you think about this issue? Share your thoughts. Number 25. Foraging for survival. Under the harsh dictatorship, North Koreans face a life of severe hardship. Extreme food shortages have driven many to desperate measures. Images of a woman struggling to survive by foraging for grass to eat reveal the harsh reality of daily life there. To survive, people have to resort to various means, from picking wild fruits and scavenging leftovers to hunting small animals. Number 24. Kim Jong-un's heavy smoking habit. North Korea has a high smoking rate, with 43.9% of the male population smoking as of 2013. According to the World Health Organization. However, the country has implemented a tobacco ban, which contrasts with the fact that its leader, Kim Jong-un, is known for his heavy smoking. The media often captures Kim smoking in public, even during field inspections. Kim Jong-il, Kim Jong-un's father, had labeled smokers as one of the 3 fools of the 21st century, along with those who didn't understand music or computers. Despite this, Kim Jong-un continues to smoke, even in the presence of his pregnant wife, Ri Sol-ju. What are your thoughts on this image? Share your opinion. Number 23. Child labor. Behind the glossy facade of North Korea's image lies a stark reality: young girls, not yet in their teens, struggling with heavy water carriers. While the modern world takes clean water for granted, in North Korea accessing water has become a battle for survival. The sight of these thin children clutching their carriers starkly contrasts with the propaganda of a prosperous life. Photos of North Korean children working under harsh conditions reveal a heartbreaking reality. Not only do they toil in barren fields under intense sun, but they are also forced to search for scrap metal, build houses, and even purchase their own materials. This not only severely affects their health and development, but also violates their basic rights to education and play. The root cause of this issue lies in North Korea's misguided economic policies, which have left millions, including children, living in poverty and deprivation. The international community needs to take stronger action to assist North Korean children and urge the government to implement reforms to protect their rights. Number 22. Strict surveillance. In the bustling streets of Pyongyang, behind the facade of a modern city, lies a massive surveillance system. Every corner and alleyway could be monitored by discreetly installed cameras in daily life. Photos of Pyongyang often show cars moving along the streets and people bustling about. However, beneath this normal appearance is an intricate network of surveillance cameras, constantly tracking every movement of the citizens. The pervasive presence of these creates a tense atmosphere where people always feel they are being watched. This leads to increased self-censorship, limiting expressions of dissent or participation in activities deemed oppositional to the regime. This surveillance system is not just a tool for monitoring, but also a means of intimidation and social control. It creates a constant atmosphere of fear, compelling people to comply with state regulations, severely infringing on privacy and freedom of speech. What do you think about the surveillance cameras in North Korea? Share your thoughts. Number 21. Nightclub business. The North Korean regime is now involved in the nightclub business, marketing the allure of young North Korean women in cities near the North Korean border in China, as part of its efforts to seek new sources of foreign revenue. A nightclub named Pyongyang Club recently opened in a basement. In the club, young female staff from Pyongyang in their 20s sing to customers' requests and serve alcoholic drinks. The Pyongyang ladies are there to attract South Korean customers. If a customer pays 100 RMB, about 17 USD, a female staff member will perform on stage. Customers can add another 100 RMB for additional performances. Number 20. Soldier napping. In this illegal photo, a soldier is seen napping. However, this might be the last moment for him, as anyone caught napping in North Korea faces execution. During a South Korean Parliamentary Committee meeting, Deputy Director of the National Intelligence Service, Han Ki-byum, revealed that hundreds of North Korean officials had witnessed the execution of Minister Hyun by anti-aircraft gun. According to an insider, Hyun was accused of napping at several military events and repeatedly contradicting leader Kim Jong-un. Due to excessive napping, he disappeared. What do you think about this situation? Share your thoughts. Number 19. Haircut regulations. In North Korean hair salons, a proudly displayed poster features 28 government-approved hairstyles. Each style is selected for its comfort and its perceived protection against the corrupting influence of capitalism. These styles, markedly different from Western trends, are not merely fashion choices, they reflect the government's strict control of personal expression. Haircuts extend beyond personal preference. They are categorized by marital status, with married women having slightly more flexibility in their choices. In contrast, men must adhere to a single rule: they are required to visit the barber every 15 days. This is based on the belief that maintaining short hair prevents the loss of essential nutrients from the brain. This regulation is strictly enforced, highlighting the meticulous control the government exerts over even the most personal aspects of its citizens' lives. What do you think about this regulation? Do you have a favorite hairstyle? Share your thoughts. Number 18. Bicycle ban for women. In North Korea, there is a notable absence of an opportunity for women the chance to ride bicycles. While men freely ride bikes to work and feel the breeze, women and girls are denied this pleasure. It is as if there are two separate groups: men can ride, but women cannot. A courageous woman might break the rules and ride a bike, but such instances are extremely rare, as most are restricted to walking. In the peaceful countryside, we wonder what happens if a bicycle tire goes flat. Do they repair it with grass? Their struggle continues as they spend more time walking or riding horses to work in the fields. Number 17. Homelessness on the streets. In a country grappling with poverty, the harsh reality of homelessness is becoming increasingly visible. This photo captures a man and a child, possibly his son or a relative, seeking temporary shelter on a bench, highlighting the challenging living conditions faced by some North Koreans. Homelessness is a global issue, but it is particularly severe in North Korea, where an estimated 2/3 of the population lacks sufficient food and shelter. Despite widespread awareness, authorities persistently hide this aspect of their society. Number 16. Barbed wire fence. Stretching for miles along the coastline, the barbed wire fence stands as a formidable deterrent, designed to keep people in and catch anyone attempting to swim across. Beyond this barbed wire is a different world, a world that North Koreans can only dream of. While life outside is vibrant and free, within North Korea, people live under oppression and scarcity. The barbed wire fence, a man-made structure, has become a boundary that separates not just geographically but also spiritually. Despite the risks, some individuals have attempted and succeeded in escaping the regime, but the stakes are high, and capture typically results in immediate execution. Number 15. Only 3 TV channels. In North Korea, everything is controlled by the government. As a result, the country restricts its citizens and visitors to only 3 television channels. Of these, only 2 channels broadcast on weekends, while the remaining channel typically airs in the evening. TVs in North Korea are often outdated and prone to frequent malfunctions. Not every household has a TV, only the wealthy can afford them. What do you think about this situation? Share your thoughts. Number 14. Gray markets in North Korea. In a country where government control pervades every corner, from luxurious shopping centers to restricted areas, a shadow economy has quietly developed, known as the gray market. Unlike black markets where transactions are secretive and dangerous, gray markets are more sophisticated, offering a clever way for people to access essential goods under strict state control. The import of goods is heavily restricted, however. The demand among the populace is boundless. To meet this demand, a network of small traders has emerged, operating quietly but effectively. They are pioneers, finding ways to bring scarce items to market, from everyday products like chewing gum, cigarettes, and toilet paper to more luxurious goods. Gray market stalls are often set up in discreet, easily movable locations. They may be a small corner of a house, a dark alley, or even an old truck. Traders must always be vigilant against the risk of being discovered and having their goods seized. As a result, they frequently change their business locations and find ways to camouflage their merchandise. Life for those working in the gray market involves numerous risks, from arrest and fines to losing all their assets. What do you think about these markets? Share your thoughts below. Number 13. Only the wealthy have access to phones. The latest glimpse into the luxurious life of North Korea's elite reveals a vastly different reality for a small segment of this secretive nation. While the majority of North Koreans who live in rural areas are without access to phones, the wealthy enjoy this privilege. The elite in North Korea, known as the Donju, make up about 10% of the population. Despite economic sanctions, they lead lives of luxury with designer fashion, smartphones, luxury cars, scenic horseback riding lessons, and a range of other high-end interests. This elite class typically resides in the capital, Pyongyang, and other major developed cities like Chongjin, Wonsan, and Hamhung. Reports indicate that around 13 to 15% of the population own smartphones. Number 12. Monuments must always be clean. At the Mansudae Hill Grand Monument, where Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il are honored, there is a strict rule: the monument must be kept spotless. Even future Supreme Leader Kim Jong-un is expected to partake in this upkeep. However, there was a critical lapse when the cleaning personnel missed a memo. As a result, an image surfaced showing cleaning tools left at the monument, a significant issue for the North Korean government. The culprit behind this cleanliness violation remains unknown, but the potential punishment, public flogging or even execution, is severe. The government treats such violations with utmost seriousness, and the offender faces the death penalty. What do you think about this? Share your thoughts. Number 11. Border gunboats. Under the brutal regime, many North Koreans dream of a free life. They are willing to face dangers to cross the border and escape the regime's grip. However, the path is fraught with peril. Warships patrol close to the shore, ready to fire on anyone daring to cross the boundary. The fear of losing cheap labor and exposing the regime's hidden aspects has led the authorities to use force to prevent escapes. Between the yearning for freedom and lurking dangers, North Koreans must make harrowing choices between life and death. What are your thoughts on this? Share your thoughts below. Number 10. Propaganda computers. During tightly controlled tours in North Korea, visitors are often shown elaborate stage scenes such as young girls working on computers. However, behind this modern facade lies a harsh reality. These computers are merely props for propaganda purposes. The photos are staged to create the illusion of a developed nation, while information technology remains very limited. Number 9. Luxury shopping centers for the elite. Despite being a closed-off nation, North Korea boasts extravagant shopping centers reserved exclusively for high-ranking officials. While most people struggle to make ends meet, a small elite enjoys unimaginable luxuries. These shopping centers, featuring expensive designer goods, are only accessible to the wealthy and powerful. An image of a woman pushing a cart in an empty shopping mall starkly contrasts with the deep social inequalities that exist. Number 8. Cable cars. Kim Jong-un once visited Ischgl, an upscale resort in the Alps on the Austrian-Swiss border, during his time studying in Switzerland, and wished for a similar scene at Musikryong. One of Kim Jong-un's major projects since coming to power 2 years ago has been the construction of a massive ski resort. This resort is to be a point of national pride, making its construction a top priority. However, North Korea lacks the technology to build cable cars independently and cannot import goods from the West due to sanctions. The country attempted to negotiate million-dollar deals with Austrian and French companies to import cable cars but was rejected. Ultimately, North Korea successfully persuaded a Swiss company to provide cable cars for $7.7 million. Switzerland was a logical choice due to its neutrality and relations with Pyongyang. However, the Swiss government blocked the deal, considering it a propaganda project. 4 months after the cable car deal fell through, North Korea somehow obtained the cable cars, but they appear quite comical. What do you think? Share your thoughts. Number 7. Terrible transportation. Transportation is an essential part of modern life, but in North Korea, something as simple as catching a bus becomes a major challenge. Endless lines of people waiting for buses have become all too familiar. The shortage of public transportation makes travel extremely difficult. People are packed into overcrowded buses, creating an atmosphere as stifling as it can. This limited mobility not only affects daily life but also restricts access to services and resources. Despite this, people must endure, as having a recent bus ride remains a distant dream for North Koreans. Number 6. The life of a soldier. It is often believed that the hardships in North Korea weigh heavily on ordinary citizens. However, the harsh reality extends to soldiers as well, who are supposed to be protected and prioritized. An image of a soldier looking severely fearful of Kim Jong-un shatters the glamorous image of a powerful military. Everyone here is required to serve in the military, and any mistake can lead to detention, making strict discipline a necessity for those in the armed forces. Number 5. Female traffic police. Female traffic officers are a common sight on the streets of Pyongyang. According to AFP, physical appearance is one of the criteria for selecting female traffic officers in North Korea, and their mandatory retirement age is 26. Currently, there are 300 traffic girls in Pyongyang. Notably, their 400 male counterparts face no such age restrictions. Number 4. Silent classroom. A small corner of a classroom in Pyongyang reveals a reality starkly different from the glossy propaganda about North Korea's education system. The photo, showing desk devoid of books, a blank blackboard, and a nearly quiet space, tells a completely different story. This silent classroom clearly demonstrates that North Korea's education system prioritizes ideological indoctrination over equipping students with knowledge and skills. It also reflects a sad reality: many North Korean students lack access to quality education, which limits their future and aspirations. Number 3. Family dinner. In the modest setting of a home, a rare photograph captures a warm moment of a North Korean family gather around a simple meal. The plain dining table and tired but smiling faces all create a realistic portrayal of daily life in the region. Despite facing difficulties and shortages, this family finds joy in sharing their meals together. Each bite shared is filled with love and deep connection. The meal becomes a sacred ritual that helps them overcome life's challenges and strengthen family bonds. This image gains even more significance when viewed in the context of a tightly controlled society like North Korea. Behind closed doors, people find freedom and warmth in their private family moments, away from the constant surveillance. Number 2. North Korean factory. A factory in North Korea appears in the photo as a bustling hub of machinery and diligent workers. However, beneath the dynamic exterior lies a picture of uniformity and control. Workers in the factory wear identical outfits, perform synchronized actions, and their expressions remain largely unchanged. This uniformity is not a matter of choice but a strict requirement, reflecting a tightly controlled system where individuals are absorbed into the collective, and every action is dictated by a larger regime. In this image, the factory becomes more than just a place for production. It is a symbol of totalitarianism, where individuals lose their unique identity, blending into a collective machine. Despite this control, workers maintain their dedication, working hard to ensure the factory's productivity and their survival. Number 1. Children's playground. The final image in this series captures a poignant moment in a small park in Pyongyang, where a group of children is engaged in play. At first glance, the swings and playground equipment may evoke a sense of nostalgic familiarity, reminiscent of childhoods anywhere in the world. However, a closer look at the expressions on the children's faces reveals a deeper, more somber narrative. Their smiles, while genuine, seem tinged with an underlying sadness that speaks volumes about their reality. The contrast between the innocent joy of play and the palpable tension in their eyes underscores the harsh conditions they face. This juxtaposition serves as a powerful reminder of the emotional and psychological impact of growing up in a society marked by strict control and isolation. The image poignantly captures the resilience of these young lives, who, despite their challenging circumstances, find moments of happiness in their daily existence. Rising tensions, skirmishes, and diplomatic struggles between North and South Korea. Currently, tensions between North and South Korea persist and have even shown signs of increasing, though they have not erupted into full-scale wars like in the past. Nevertheless, skirmishes and minor military clashes frequently occur, especially in sensitive areas like the demilitarized zone DMZ along the border of the two countries. The DMZ is one of the most tense areas in the world, where both North Korean and South Korean forces remain on high alert. Incidents of gunfire have happened multiple times here, such as in May 2020, when North Korean soldiers fired shots at a South Korean guard post, prompting the South Korean military to return fire. Such clashes are usually short-lived, but each incident heightens fears of a larger military conflict. Beyond the DMZ, North Korea has continually conducted ballistic missile tests, and even nuclear weapons tests, further escalating regional security concerns. Each time North Korea tests its weapons, it raises deep concerns, not only in South Korea, but also from the international community, particularly the U.S. and Japan. In response, South Korea and its ally, the U.S., often conduct large-scale military exercises, showcasing military strength as a warning to North Korea. These drills involve air, sea, and land operations, with cutting-edge weapons and thousands of soldiers participating. This leaves North Korea feeling threatened, often responding with harsh rhetoric, sometimes even threatening preemptive attacks. Clashes are not limited to land. The waters between the two nations are also hotspots for confrontations. Specifically, the West Sea, where both sides dispute maritime boundaries, frequently sees incidents between naval vessels or fishing boats from the two countries. In many cases, North Korean patrol boats have attempted to breach waters that South Korea claims as its territory, leading to South Korean naval forces taking action to block them, occasionally resulting in armed clashes. While these maritime encounters don't last long, they are events that can easily escalate tensions. Despite these ongoing conflicts, both North and South Korea have made some efforts over the years to reduce tensions through dialogue and diplomacy. The summits between the leaders of the two countries, most notably the historic meeting between South Korean President Moon Jae-in and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un in 2018, brought hope for a new era of peace on the Korean peninsula. However, those hopes have gradually faded as denuclearization talks between North Korea and the US stalled, and North Korea has continued to advance its weapons programs. The current situation still carries a high risk of conflict if strong restraint measures are not maintained by both sides. Although dialogues and negotiations may still occur, the deep mistrust and lack of confidence between the two countries make any peace efforts fragile. North Korea maintains its hardline stance, while South Korea and the international community continue to call for calm and reconciliation. As we reach the end of our exploration of these 27 forbidden photos smuggled out of North Korea, we are left with a profound sense of the stark contrasts between the hidden realities and the carefully crafted image the regime presents to the world. Each image tells a story of struggle, resilience, and the harsh truths that are often kept out of sight from the global community. From the everyday hardships faced by ordinary North Koreans to the stark privileges enjoyed by the elite, these photos offer a rare glimpse into a world shrouded in secrecy and control. If you found these insights into North Korea's hidden world compelling, don't forget to hit that like button to show your support. Share this video with friends and family to spread awareness about the untold stories behind these powerful images. And of course, subscribe to our channel for more in-depth content and eye-opening revelations. Your engagement helps us bring more crucial stories to light. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned to Seido.